Why is it? Start, hello, hello. Hello. Investna. Hello. Hello, hello. Investna. Yeah. Morning, guys. Welcome to the newspaper analysis, where I'll be discussing today's newspaper, that is March 2nd, 2026. In this newspaper, I'll be discussing some of the articles that are important, be it for prelims or be it for mains, and I'll let you know what the whole story is and also what the article says and what are the viewpoints that the article are saying. Okay, so let's start with the analysis. Firstly, something happened recently. Iran hits Israel, US bases. Iran hits Israel and US bases after killing of Khamenei. Let's understand what is the issue between Iran, Israel, and US. Okay, before I'll tell you the story of what happened. I'll let the note load. Okay, so basically, Iran has attacked Israel and USA. Before that, USA and Israel together attacked Iran and killed their chief, Ayatollah Khamenei. Okay, so before understanding what exactly happened, why all of these happened, let us understand what is the main issue between Israel, US, and Iran. Okay, so Iran was a monarchy. It was ruled by a person named Shah. And this monarchy was overruled in the year 1979. And after 1979, a person called Ayatollah Khamenei started ruling it and brought in a new Islamic Republic. Brought in a new Islamic Republic. The main tenets of this Islamic Republic, or the ideologies behind Ayatollah Khamenei's Islamic Republic, are: one, against Zionism; and also against Western influence. So these are the two agendas of the Islamic Republic that was brought in by Ayatollah Khamenei. So what is Zionism? What is Zionism is nothing but a political or national project, politico-national project by the Jews. As we've seen historically, the Jews were very treated very ill. So they thought that the only way they would be safe if they had a homeland. And according to their holy scriptures, they had a holy homeland, and that is Israel. So that is why they occupied Israel. That was actually preoccupied by Palestinians. Palestinians are Muslims, right? So the Jews of Israel came to the land and they occupied that land. So now we've seen the Israel-Gaza conflict. The Israel-Gaza conflict is mainly based on the Palestinians, whose land has been occupied by Israelis. So according to the Islamic Republic brought in by Ayatollah, they believe that Zionism is a threat to the Muslim community, as it took away the place for their survival. So that is one. And that is one, that they are against Israelis occupying the Palestinian land. This is the reason why they actually do not have good ties with the Israelis. Secondly, against Western influence. Western influence mainly USA. When Ayatollah declared that Iran is an Islamic Republic, all the students of Iran that were present in USA attacked the US embassy. Ever since they attacked US embassy, the relations between Iran and USA started to decline. So whenever they started to decline, the USA started to impose sanctions. Okay, the reason for imposing sanctions is two-parted. One is it is helping radical communities like Hezbollah, Houthis, and Hamas. Basically, as it is against the agenda of Zionism, it is supporting Hezbollah, Houthis, and Hamas to ensure that their agenda is met. The agenda is to be against the Zionism. So that is the reason they are being targeted, meaning sanctions are being kept on Iran because they are supporting the terrorist organizations. Secondly, nuclear enrichment. Iran has long-standing been known for their nuclear enrichment. So, in order to reduce that nuclear enrichment, USA has put in many sanctions. And to reduce the sanctions, there was a joint cooperation agreement between Iran and P5+1 countries. The P5+1 countries included USA, UK, France, China, Russia, and European Union. Together, they came up with a pact with Iran to reduce the nuclear enrichment or nuclear enrichment programs that Iran has been conducting. So, in return to the reduction in nuclear enrichment, they reduced the sanctions. This came in 2015, but then again, tensions rose in 2018 when the Iran started to increase the nuclear enrichment and the sanctions were placed again. So yeah, these are the two main reasons why the tensions between Israel and USA had with Iran, right? Now, as all of these were taking place, USA and Israel thought to take matter in their own hands and they assassinated Ayatollah Khamenei. But then again, what you need to understand is that all of these are an ideology, and these ideologies cannot be ended in a day or two with bombings or violence. All of these need to be strategically dealt, and just creating violence does not end the ideology. Some person might replace that person, right? So yeah, that happened. And what is the repercussion of this? There will be tensions in Persian Gulf, due to which oil transports will be harder, and there will be a price in oil. There will be a hike in oil prices, and there will also be tensions between the West Asian and Central Asian countries. These are the two main aspects or the aftermath of the bombing or the attacks between Iran, Israel, and USA. So that is the article. I hope you understand that this is mainly useful for GS2, where we can talk about global peace, and also international relations with countries like Israel and USA. USA's closest ally is Israel, so that is why even USA is more supportive to Israel's actions and supporting Israel's actions towards Iran, right? So yeah, that is what about Iran hits Israel US bases after killing of Khamenei. Next, let's see. Not many articles that have been brought in because everything is about the war that has happened or the attacks that have happened. Okay, the 16th Finance Commission misses and concerns. Basically, this is talking about the 16th Finance Commission, right? It's talking about the 16th Finance Commission. Basically, Finance Commission comes under Article 280, where there'll be devolutions from vertical and horizontal. Vertical devolutions mean that the funds being transferred from the center to the state, whereas the horizontal refers to the fund transfers to various states. Right? The amount of fund transfer to various states is called the horizontal transfer. Now, the Finance Commission does bring in aspects or give recommendations based on these two aspects, mainly vertical and horizontal devolution. Now, let us understand what are the misses and what are the concerns that 16th Finance Commission came up with. Before going to 16th Finance Commission, let us see what 14th and 15th Finance Commission said. Let's look at the vertical devolution first. Vertical devolution is nothing but center to state. Okay. 15th Finance Commission said that the vertical devolutions should increase from 32% to 42%. Right. The reason they included, they started from 32 to 42% is because the state's share has been reduced. In order to increase the state's share in all of the taxes, they increased the funds from 32% to 42%. After that, in the 15th Finance Commission, it said that it is 41% plus 1% because of the newly formed Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh. Other 41% to the rest of the states. This is the recommendation given by the 14th and 15th Finance Commission. Now coming to the 16th Finance Commission, 16th FC said that need to retain the 41%. It's good. It's good to retain the 41%. But there are some aspects that the 16th Finance Commission stopped, which tell that the 16th Finance Commission's suggestions are very bad. Okay. So 41% of the funds go from center to the state. Now the center has less funds. Right? When the center has less funds, it tries to bring in more funds and keep it to itself. Now, under Article 270, I guess, under Article 270, Clause 3, I'm guessing that it states that cess and surcharge cannot be transferred to the state. Using this clause, the center has taken an advantage and started to create excess cess. It started to create many cess for specific purposes. Basically, cess is something that is created for a specific purpose, whereas surcharge is something that is put for high income individuals. Just to tax the high income individuals or the high profiting companies more, they put in surcharge, whereas cess is something that is created for a specific purpose, such as educational cess or the GST compensation cess. All of these are charged based on the sin goods. For example, if you take a cigarette or buy a luxury car, all of these include cess. Okay. So yeah, the center started to create or collect more funds from the cess and surcharge. What happens when the cess and surcharge increases? The center has more funds and the state has less funds, which leads to inequality in fiscal federalism. Apart from this, it also said that the devolutions not only 41%. Before, in the 15th Finance Commission or the 14th Finance Commission, there were devolutions. Apart from the devolutions, there were specific grants. These grants included revenue deficit grants or the state specific grants or the sector specific grants. Now, what did the 16th Financial Commission say? If 16th Financial Commission said that we need to remove all of these grants. So, what is the aftermath of that? Before, the states used to get 41%, plus some extra help. The specific grants is nothing but an extra help that is given by the center to the states. So what is happening now? The 16th Finance Commission removed these specific grants. So now it is only 41% devolution. Not only the 41% devolution, it also reduced the funds for the centrally sponsored schemes. So what does it say? At the end of the day, the amount of money that the centers or the center is getting is more, and the state is getting very less. Now that is about the vertical devolution. Now let's look at the horizontal devolution. Horizontal devolution is nothing but from states to states, right? Horizontal devolution, the 15th Finance Commission had added few aspects for criteria. The criteria was IPAD FT. IPAD nothing but income, population, area, demography, forest, and tax efforts. This was a criteria for horizontal devolution. Which state could get more of the share or which state would get less share would depend on these criteria. Now the 16th Finance Commission So the 16th Finance Commission said that we need to remove the tax efforts, and they brought in a new aspect, that is contribution of the states to the GSDP. Okay, it says that basically the contribution happens in two aspects: one on income distance, and two on contribution to the GSDP. GSDP is nothing but gross state domestic product. Okay, income distance is nothing but the states that are poorer in nature get majority of the funds so that they can develop. Previously, this was the criteria based on which the funds used to be devolution. The devolution used to happen. Now, the 16th Finance Commission brought in the contribution of states to the GSDP, meaning that the state that contributes more to the GSDP gets more of the funds, whereas the state that is contributing less to the GSDP gets less funds. Now, what does it happen? What happens when this particular aspect has been brought in? There will be an inequality in the states, because the poor states do not get much fund, but the rich states get more fund. So what happens? There is more development in the rich states and less development in the poor states. So the gap between the rich states and poor states increases. So the article or the editorial says that all of the recommendations given by the 16th Finance Commission hinder India's growth and do not help in progress of the growth. So that is what the article says. Right? You can use this in GS3. GS3, where you can talk about GSDP, gross state domestic product, or contributions of states, right? Also, you can use it in GS2 under federalism. Federalism, you can mention it under fiscal federalism. Fiscal federalism, how fiscal federalism has been brought down through various recommendations by the Finance Commission. So you can mention all of these in GS3 and GS2 as well, right? Now, let's look at the other. Skill India as a Herculean challenge, Gulgottian blunders. You've been seeing all of the Gulgottian universities blunders that are happening in the AI summit that has happened. They brought in a Chinese dog and portrayed it as if they made that dog, and which led to a backfire in many of the aspects or many of the universities which started. That is why many of the universities and many of the states started to question their progress. Okay. So yeah, Skill India as a Herculean challenge challenges the Gulgottian blunders. It says that India has the article says that India has high capital. This capital is social in nature. It says that till 2040, we have high social capital and demographic dividend. Demographic dividend is nothing but where majority of the population that is controlling or the contributing to the state is more than the dependent population. Meaning, working population is high and the dependent population is low. This is nothing but a demographic dividend. The editorial says that we have a demographic dividend up to 2040. Now we need to utilize this gap because after 2040, there will be more dependent population and less working population, due to which the contribution to the state reduces and dependency on the state increases. So now, as we have a high demographic dividend, we'll look at the skill sector or social skills or the working skills that are currently present in India. It says that while other countries focus on vocational streams, vocational stream refers to the actual acquiring of skill. It is the actual acquiring of the skill. Basically, in India, there are many engineers and there are many people who have degrees, but at the end of the day, all of these boil down to only degrees. Okay, we do not have much skilled people. At the end of the day, an engineering degree acts only as a degree to either apply for UPSC or some competitive exam or apply for a loan or something. Right? All of the degrees only are useful for that aspect. It says that the vocational stream has been focused less, meaning the actual acquiring of the skill is less. In other countries, there is more than 10% of the students or the people acquiring the vocational streams, whereas in India, it is only 1.3%. The editorial says that with high social capital and very less vocational training, vocational training, our India's growth rate might not be that much, and their contribution to the GSDP or the GDP growth is very less. Now it says that other countries like Germany ensure that there is at least 11% of their fund used for vocational streams. But in India, let's say if we allocate 10 rupees for vocational stream, only 5% of this fund is being used. Whereas in countries like Germany and all, if they allocate 100 rupees for education, out of this they allocate 11 rupees only for vocational streams, due to which the growth rate or the skill rate in countries like Germany and France is very high. That is what it's saying. When you have a high social capital or high demographic dividend, you need to focus more on it and ensure that the vocational streams are more focused. But the main aspect that the editorial focuses is on the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana is a skill development scheme that is brought in by Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, right? It was brought in 2015, right? The main aspect that the editorial is focusing on is that there are many financial irregularities in Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, meaning that the accountability of the finances used is very low, and the bills that were used or the payment that was used and the actual financial data that has been used is not being given regularly. So there is a delay in giving the financial bills or financial accountability, right? And the major aspect that it focuses on is that 95.4% of the accounts are invalid. Basically, Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana is a direct benefit transfer scheme where the amount directly goes from the government to the individual. Okay. Now, for that to happen, you need to have a bank account. And under the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, 95.4% of the bank accounts are invalid. But this scheme has been running from 2015. So it's been more than 10 years since the scheme has started. But the money that has been going to the people has not been accountable at all. 95.4% of the accounts are invalid, meaning they are either dormant or duplicate, right? So where have the funds have been going? Imagine just 10 years of funds going somewhere other than the people. This is the other aspect. And the third aspect is that only 41% of the trainees get good job placement. Only 41% of the trainees get good job placement, meaning that the rate of employment under the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana is very low. Okay. Now, the editorial or the author suggests three measures, or the three reforms to ensure that there is better utilization of vocational or the demographic dividend. One, instead of giving direct benefit transfers, why not give them loans? He's saying that instead of giving the people money, we could give them loans to get them funds or give them what you call skill. If they are really interested, they would get a loan and they would get the skill. That is what the first reform is. The second reform is the presence of coupons. For example, there's an X person who is very interested in learning a skill, right? This X person is given a skill coupon. And this skill coupon, he'll take the skill coupon and go to the Y company and give the Y company a skill coupon. And they will hire him and they'll give him training, meaning enrollment is happening. Whenever the enrollment is happening, they can take this skill coupon and give it to the government, and the government will give the company money for training that individual. So this is called a skill coupon. The third aspect is skill levy. What is skill levy? Skill levy is nothing but, imagine there's an X company. X company is paying. So government will actually charge a skill levy. Meaning whatever they earn, they need to pay a special amount to the government. Okay. Now the X company has started to train the people. When they started to train these people, now the company can say, we've trained the people in our company, so you can reimburse the special levy or the skill levy that we've given to you. So skill levy acts like a catalyzer. Skill levy acts like a catalyzer which ensures that the companies actually ensure skilling and reskilling of the people. If the company skills the people or they trains the people, they get the amount that they pay. If they do not, they have to forget that money. This is called a skill levy. These are the three aspects on which the author says we need to reform so that we can ensure our social capital or the demographic dividend is more fruitful in nature. Okay, so that is the article. Next, UP receives over 84% of all out of state MP LATS fund. There's not much important, but I would like to ensure there is some information regarding the MP LATS fund for you. This can be more useful in prelims and also mains as well. MP LATS is nothing but Member of Parliament Local Area Development Fund. Under which each MP is given 5 crores for that year, 5 crores annually, and they have there's a certain criteria where Lok Sabha MP must use out 5 crores in their constituency, and Rajya Sabha MP must use the 5 crores in their state, the state that they have been elected, and nominated member can use the funds anywhere in India. These are the 3 criteria, and another criteria is that whenever you are using the 5 crore, you need to use them for durable assets. Durable assets refers to roads, buildings, schools, right? All of these are durable assets. So whenever you are investing, you can only invest in durable assets. Now there's an exception. The exception is that an MP can use funds of up to 50 lakhs outside their region. Meaning that if the MP is from a X constituency, they can not only invest 5 crores in their constituency, they can invest extra 50 lakhs in a Y constituency that they do not belong to. Okay, and it also says that an MP can give a max up to 1 crore for calamities. Meaning, if a constituency or if a state is affected by a calamity or a natural disaster, then they can contribute over 1 crore to that state or constituency. So these are the 2 exceptions that are given. Now, what does the article say? The article says that UP receives over 84% of all of the out-of-state MP LATS fund, meaning that these exceptions that are given majorly are going to UP. Now, UP has around 80 MPs in Lok Sabha and around 31 MPs in Rajya Sabha, meaning that it is also getting so much funds from all the 111 MPs. Apart from the 111 MPs, 84% of the funds, that is around 21 MPs, used 84% of the 24 MPs actually contributed or used the exception that was given to them, the 15 lakhs and the 1 crore. And out of these disbursement, 84% went to UP. This is not a major concern. Everything was done legally. But what you need to understand is that there are many poor states where there is no development. All of the MPs could have used the funds or the extra exception that is given to them in those states, thereby developing those states. But at the end of the day, I don't know, it could be a political motive, right? It could be appeasing the government. It could be anything. Anything could be a reason why 21 MPs spent their exception in UP. So that is about article. Nothing else regarding this article. Nothing much to concentrate in this article except for the MP LATS fund, which is actually important for prelims. Right. So what are the aspects of MP LATS fund? 5 crore annually. Lok Sabha MP gets to spend in his own constituency. Rajya Sabha MP gets to spend in their own state, and a nominated member gets to spend in around the world. I mean, anywhere in India. And all of these assets should be durable assets. and these MPs have been given an exception where they can spend 50 lakhs outside the region and 1 crore in natural disaster or calamity struck constituencies or states. So these are the aspects of MP Raj fund. That is all you need to keep in your mind. Okay, you can also use all of these funds in cooperative federalism. Cooperative federalism under GS2. Okay, so yeah, that is about this article. I guess there's nothing else. Yeah, India won the match with West Indies. That is important, I guess. I mean, that is important for people who love cricket, right? It was a nail biter. Then again, yeah. So those are the aspects in today's current affairs class. We'll look at other important information in the next coming classes. Thank you, guys.